Hi, I'm Tracy Summers and I work with Plymouth City Council, working with people with a learning disability on their independent living skills.
Tracy works with people who have learning difficulties, teaching them general life skills such as cooking. She wanted the product to be something her clients could have to take away with them to use after her sessions with them had finished. The project she proposed was to design, develop and produce a cookbook, specifically aimed at people with learning difficulties, as well as to produce an audio CD to accompany the book. The aim of the product was to help give these people the confidence to cook in their own home, developing their independence. We began by following the recipe ourselves so we could break it down, writing every stage we went through so we had the instructions in their most basic form, and from this we divided the recipe into 4 stages. We had stage 1, preparation, stage 2, cooking the meat, stage 3, cooking the potatoes, and stage 4, into the oven. We have researched how other councils have approached producing documents aimed at people with learning difficulties, as well as looking at what similar products there are on the market. Other local councils have developed a format called Easy Read, which entails breaking down the information into short, simple sentences, and including an image to accompany each piece of text on the left-hand side. To begin the development of the visual side of the project, we decided to take a similar approach to the Easy Read format and break the recipe down further into very simple stages. We then set out to create a photographic image to represent each stage. We had a meeting with Tracy to get her opinion on the design so far, which she was happy with. But we agreed that we would develop some alternate page layouts to see which ones she thought would work best and which elements of each layout would be the easiest for her clients to follow. We had meetings with Tracy regularly throughout the module to get feedback and discuss and exchange ideas about the production. There was not many other cooking products out there designed for people with learning difficulties. One of the only ones we could find was on Amazon. There were aspects of this product which we thought were very successful, as well as parts which we thought were not so successful. For example, they had a box around each image and its accompanying text, so there was no confusion as to which text was to be associated with which image. We decided to incorporate a similar idea into one of our alternate designs. At this point in the module, Sean and myself decided to divide the project into separate roles between us. Sean took on the development of the visual side of the book, and I took on the development and production of the audio CD. Even though we had taken on separate roles, we still worked closely together on the project. There were a few ideas I had for the audio CD, such as including music and various sound effects. I approached a musician, Alan Rollings, and explained to him a brief overview of the project to see if he would be interested in getting involved. He seemed very interested, so we arranged to meet for coffee to discuss the project in more detail. Upon discussing the project with him, he had a lot of great ideas about the CD as a whole rather than just for the music. He suggested that it might be a good idea to experiment with recording 2 voices for the narration, a male and a female, rather than just one. I really liked this idea because it gave potential for development of characters, conversation and banter which could lead to a much more interesting production.
That looks lovely. What's next?
Now we need to add the gravy granules to thicken the mixture.
After our meeting, we continued to exchange ideas through email, and he created some really interesting tracks for the project. We had a meeting with some of the people who suffer from learning difficulties who will be using the book, so we could get feedback from them directly. This was a really useful experience, and the majority of them had a very positive response to our product. We produced feedback forms for each of the people who were trialling it to fill in so we could get their opinions about aspects that worked, aspects that didn't work, and what we could do to improve it. We collated all the feedback from the people who we were trialling the product with, along with our discussions of ideas with Tracy Summers to develop an outcome that, when combined with the tracks from Alan Rollings, will hopefully be very successful.
very pleased with the outcome. Yes, it's lovely, it's really nice, it's really good quality pictures. The CD, the voice was very clear, concise, and wonderful the way you could pause the CD and rewind it. It's going to be a really good help to a number of people, yeah.